example, overpasses their permaban, and Gambit loves that map. So I mean, that's going to be gone just right off the bat, which is quite convenient for someone like MOUSESPORTS, and that is definitely going to hurt Gambit. But that's the big thing as well. I mean, once you start getting to the middle of these map pools, the great thing is, despite us saying that MOUSESPORTS has played like 6 of the 7 maps over group stages, it's not like they're not like dominant maps, right? Like they're still kind of, you know, iffy. They're both ways depending on the opponent, the strength of the opponent, still sitting around, you know, 50%, 60% win rate. So it's nothing to write home about. It's just the fact that they are competent enough to be comfortable playing a map that is not their best. And that'll be one of the nice things for them. But it is going to be a little bit dicey to see where it goes. I think Train is a very high likelihood of coming out here.
Yeah. I was going to say Train is the other one where they've both got winning margins on, and they've both played it a fair amount. Although you've made the point, Jason, a couple of times that MOUSESPORTS have got this wide map pool, they seem to be able to want to play anything. Their win rates aren't good on most of their maps, so it's not like they're brilliant on all of their maps. They're quite happy to play them, but they haven't seen success yet. Yeah,
and it's also kind of, I think, part of like the rough. I mean, it's been kind of cool for this team to go up just because they've been playing Tier 1 across all these maps. Tier 1 teams across all these maps. That's why you see kind of some of the strengths.
Okay, well, we've got bans out from Gambit, and Mouse have removed 3. This is a test of your logo knowledge.
I was just going to say,
my
I
logo
have
knowledge
no idea what's going on.
Yeah. It's actually zero.
So Mouse have bound Cobble, Train, and Overpass. And Gambit have picked something that I can't read from here.
I think that's Inferno, right?
I think that's Inferno as well.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% certain.
I mean, we said it might go to Inferno, right?
Yeah, it was between Train or Inferno. I think we kind of established early on. I thought Train. Both teams have had like recent success on Train, so it might have felt that way. But either way, Inferno is it's going to be interesting. Actually, I don't think this is that great of a map for Gambit, so I'm a little bit surprised to see them pick it. Although, to be fair, with these logos, I don't really know what the other map of the possibility was.
To be fair, we don't even know if it's Inferno.
At this point, we're just stabbing in the dark. We have no idea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is Inferno in terms of the map. Would it have been Cash? I think maybe would have been. Yeah, so it was Inferno that was picked. Might have been Cash that was left over as well. We'll have to brush up on our logo knowledge. That one kind of threw it out as left field there.
Yeah, really did.
Inferno's the most played map at all majors. Not really a big surprise, even after the remake. I guess we're going to see quite a lot of it at this major too.
Yes, I think so as well. I think because it's such a new map, and like you're saying, it's the most played map in the major, I think that everyone was expecting this map to come back, and it's just always been very... It has everything. You can play very open, very loose style with it, taking over mid, banana, just very simple smokes, and just play that kind of style if you want. Or you can also be very strategical, which is why this map works for most teams.
Yeah, and it's not that different from the old version. I mean, I know there are some points which are important, but it's not that different in terms of overall strategy.
No, but one thing that has kind of, I think, started to change, we saw it with the last Inferno towards like the later stages of it as well, just touching the similarities, is economy is just like wins this map. Like the CT economy is so delicate and so fragile that if you mismanage it even just a little bit, you're in a lot of trouble. So right now at the moment we're seeing a lot of teams on the CT side, if they lose a bomb site too quickly before they can get rotations over, very long rotations on this map as well, they just give it up. They don't even go for the retake, especially early on when they don't have an economy established, because if they go through that cycle of continuously getting resetted, continuously having to buy without nades, there's really not a whole lot you can do on this map except play passively. And that's where terrorist-sided teams can either be very, very fast-paced and hit you when you can't slow them down, or they can just gain so much map control and they can just manipulate rotations and make you feel really, really awkward. So as a CT team, you have to establish the economy. And in that sense, it's actually pretty good for underdogs as well, because if they do get that economic break, you can just wreck teams on this map.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be one of those fun things to watch out. Did you miss the Days of Dust too?
A little bit. I
always get to a major and think, yeah, Dust. Oh no, Dust. It just seems weird to me.
Yeah,
that we haven't got it around. That's all.
I just feel like it's because it's been in the game for so long, right? People just expect to see it. But I think at the end stages of before it got removed, it was just. It wasn't necessarily that fun to watch. You had you couldn't really reinvent that map that much anymore. You took mid control. You really want to cat all the time. As a CT, yeah, you could potentially just try and fight a little bit, but at the end of it, you fall back and you play retake.
But where are those 5-man long A rushes from CT?
Yeah, it just doesn't happen anymore. And so that's why.
Well, not surprised because it never bloody worked. That's why.
No, but that's why I'm very excited. This is a very old map for this game, right? Yeah. And it's a very delicate map.
It's iconic though, isn't it?
You never know what's going to happen with the remake, right? Yeah. What we're going to get from it. And I really hope that it's not going to be changed too much. I think that they should still keep you know, the fundamentals of this map and changed it up a little bit so it becomes a little bit more fluid, a little bit more on the T side, a little bit more strategical. So you don't just know it's like, okay, they have cat. That means two things can happen: A, push, or B, split. Because that's what you got. That's what you got all the single time. So like maybe some more openings. I don't know. Not gonna talk about it. Don't want to get flamed.
He's obviously working on the map himself. Doesn't want to leak anything. Yeah, Duster, of course, hopefully back for the next major. Not here right now, but I tell you, a man who is here. He is a legend in his own right. He is a legend in esports. He's the only man that we've knighted so far in esports as well. He is the one and only Sir Scoots, and he's talking with both coaches.
Thank you very much, Paul. I'm not sure about the knighted part, but I'll accept that. So I'm here with people we don't normally talk to. This week we're going to try to talk to a lot of the coaches all week. So I got the first two coaches for the first two matchup. I got Kane over here with GAMBIT. I got LMGT with MOUSESPORTS. So let's get right into it, guys. LMGT, yeah. BT, I keep saying G. So first question, you know, a lot of teams have been non-stop traveling the last couple months, going from event to event to event. SK prime example, right? Looking at your guys' records, last 3 months on LAN, you've only played 24 maps and 25 maps respectively. So not a lot of time on the road, a lot of time at home. What have you been up to, and most especially, what have you been up to in regards to preparing for this actual match?
Well, basically it's a bit wrong. We played less maps because we was not getting to playoffs. But our time on road exactly same like an SK.
Sure.
Because it started exactly from same tournament. Well, basically we are a bit tired, but still we feel ourselves just ready.
I mean, I didn't want to say that you're jumping out of groups, right? I just trying to be nice about it. All right, and what about you?
Yeah, we play 25 maps, but last 2 months we play only 5 maps, so it's not enough. But we have a good boot camp. We last 3 weeks live at our home, and we have many hard work about new strategy and try to good play in this tournament.
And let's talk a little about the coaching role in general. It's changed a lot since Valve started allowing coaches in one way or another. Obviously, it's a little more restricted now than it used to be. So in some regards, it makes your time talking to your team even more important because you get less time during the match to talk to it. As coaches, are you an anti-strat kind of coach, like you're always looking at what the opponent's doing, or more worried about playing your own game? We'll start with you.
Well, basically all the coaches are looking up the opponents anyway. It's like you're